Wow, well, thank you, Linda. We couldn't ask for a better campaign treasurer than Linda Highland. And thank you, everybody, for taking time out of your busy day to be with us today. Before I proceed further, I'd like to introduce my family, in case you don't know them. My wife, Heather. And my 5 daughters, Lily, Reagan, Molly, Charlie, and JoJo. And I think my parents are in the audience somewhere. My mom is here, and is Amy here? Is Amy and Mike here? I don't know if they're... Okay, so anyway, my mom is here. We got all the way from Topeka. And as many of you know, just a little bit of history, my family moved to Kansas when I was 7. I graduated from Washburn Rural High School in Topeka. I attended college and law school out of state at Harvard and Yale, and then did some graduate school in between in England for 4 years, but then came immediately right back to Kansas, because for me, Kansas has always been my home, and there is no place in the world that compares to Kansas. We live in the greatest country on earth, and I think there's no question that Kansas is the heart and soul of the United States in so many respects. We are a place where we don't leave the hard work to others. We take the initiative. When someone is hurting or in need, Kansans step up, often without even being asked. I built my career in Kansas. Right after law school, I became a judicial clerk in Lawrence, and then became a law professor at UMKC while living in Overland Park, and then later in KCK. And now we are raising our 5 girls on a farm between Topeka and Kansas City, a little town called Lecompton. And I had the high honor of serving for most of the last 8 years, up until January, as the Kansas Secretary of State. When I left the Secretary of State's office, I was asked to become general counsel and board member of We Build the Wall. And I will tell you more about that in a minute. That has been one of the most rewarding things I've done in my career. But as everyone knows right now, our country's in a period of turmoil. Our borders are being overrun. The calls for socialism on the left get louder and louder, and they don't stop. And if not for the election of Donald Trump, I think our nation would be in a steep downward spiral right now. That's the bright spot that we've seen in the past few years. This is a time, I believe, we all have to heed what JFK said and ask what we can do for our country, because our country needs us. And that's what brings me here today. Today, I am announcing my candidacy for the United States Senate.